Orchids have captivated plant enthusiasts for centuries. Their elegant blooms and captivating fragrances bring a touch of the exotic to homes and gardens alike. From the delicate petals of the Phalaenopsis to the vibrant hues of the Cattleya, orchids offer a diverse palette of colors and forms. These fascinating plants, with their air of mystery and sophistication, have earned a special place in the hearts of gardeners worldwide. Whether you're a seasoned horticulturist or a budding enthusiast, the allure of orchids is undeniable. Orchids, once considered a luxury reserved for the elite, are now readily available to all. Their growing popularity can be attributed to their stunning beauty and the rewarding experience of nurturing them to bloom. However, despite their allure, many shy away from cultivating these exotic beauties, fearing they are too delicate or demanding. This guide aims to demystify orchid care, providing you with the knowledge and confidence to cultivate these captivating plants successfully. With a little patience and the right approach, you too can enjoy the exquisite beauty of orchids gracing your living space. Let's embark on this journey together, exploring the fascinating world of orchid care and unlocking the secrets to achieving blooming success. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Embrace the learning process and don't be afraid to experiment. The rewards of successful orchid care are well worth the effort, bringing joy and a touch of the tropics into your home. Stepping into the world of orchids is akin to entering a realm of infinite variety. These botanical wonders never cease to amaze with their diverse shapes, sizes and colors. From the graceful arching sprays of the Phalaenopsis, often referred to as the moth orchid, to the intricate almost otherworldly blooms of the Paphiopedilum, also known as the lady slipper orchid, there's an orchid to captivate every taste. For beginners venturing into the realm of orchid cultivation, it's often best to start with varieties known for their resilience and adaptability. Phalaenopsis orchids, with their long-lasting blooms and tolerance for indoor conditions, are an excellent choice for novice growers. Dendrobiums, with their cane-like stems and clusters of vibrant flowers, are another relatively easy orchid to care for. As your confidence grows, you can explore more unusual and exotic orchid varieties. The Oncidium, with its cascading sprays of delicate, often fragrant blooms, adds a touch of drama to any setting. For a truly unique addition to your collection, consider the Psychopsis, also known as the butterfly orchid, with its large butterfly-like flowers that can span up to 6 inches across. Remember, each orchid type has specific care requirements. Before bringing a new orchid home, research its specific needs, including light, water, and humidity preferences. With a little understanding and attention to detail, you can provide the optimal environment for your orchids to thrive and reward you with their exquisite blooms. Orchids, originating primarily from tropical and subtropical regions, thrive in environments that mimic their natural habitats. Providing the right balance of light, temperature, and humidity is crucial for their well-being and blooming success. Think of it as recreating a miniature rainforest within your home. Light is essential for photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert light energy into food. While orchids generally prefer bright, indirect light, direct sunlight can scorch their delicate leaves. An east-facing window, providing morning sun, is often ideal. You can gauge if your orchids are receiving adequate light by observing their leaves. Healthy leaves should be a vibrant green. Dark green leaves may indicate insufficient light, while reddish or yellowish leaves suggest excessive sun exposure. Temperature plays a significant role in orchid growth and flower production. Most orchids thrive in intermediate temperatures between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and slightly cooler temperatures at night. Avoid placing orchids near drafts, heat vents, or air conditioners, as extreme temperature fluctuations can stress the plants. Humidity is another critical factor to consider, especially during the drier winter months. Orchids, accustomed to the humid conditions of their natural habitats, benefit from humidity levels between 50 and 70%. You can increase humidity around your orchids by placing them on a pebble tray filled with water, using a humidifier, or grouping plants together to create a microclimate. By paying close attention to light, temperature, and humidity, you can create an ideal environment for your orchids to flourish. Remember, consistency is key. Orchids thrive in stable conditions, so avoid sudden changes in their surroundings. Watering orchids can often feel like a delicate dance, a balancing act between providing enough moisture without overdoing it. Unlike many houseplants that tolerate consistently moist soil, Orchids are epiphytes, meaning they naturally grow on other plants, not in soil. Their roots are adapted to absorb moisture and nutrients from the air and rainfall. Overwatering is a common pitfall for orchid enthusiasts, often leading to root rot and other problems. A good rule of thumb is to water your orchids thoroughly, allowing the water to drain completely, and then wait until the potting medium is nearly dry before watering again. The frequency of watering will vary depending on the type of orchid, the pot size, and the environmental conditions. To determine if your orchid needs watering, gently feel the potting medium with your finger. If it feels dry to the touch, it's time to water. Another method is to lift the pot. If it feels light, it likely needs watering. Avoid letting the orchid sit in standing water, as this can suffocate the roots. Underwatering, while less common than overwatering, can also be detrimental to orchid health. Signs of underwatering include shriveled leaves, dry roots, and buds dropping prematurely. If you suspect underwatering, give your orchid a good soak, allowing it to rehydrate fully. Remember, observing your orchids closely is key to mastering the art of watering. Pay attention to their cues, and adjust your watering practices accordingly. With a little practice and a keen eye, you'll develop an intuitive sense of when your orchids need a refreshing drink. Section 5. Potting and repotting, providing a supportive home. Orchids with their unique growth habits often require specialized potting mixes and containers that differ from traditional houseplants. Understanding when and how to repot your orchids is essential for their long-term health and blooming success. Unlike many houseplants that thrive in dense, soil-based potting mixes, orchids prefer well-draining, airy mediums that mimic their natural epiphytic environments. Orchid potting mixes typically consist of ingredients such as bark chips, perlite, and coconut husk, which provide good drainage and aeration. Repotting is necessary when an orchid outgrows its pot, the potting mix decomposes and becomes compacted, or the roots become overcrowded. The best time to repot orchids is typically after they finish blooming, during their active growing period. When repotting, carefully remove the orchid from its old pot, gently loosen any tangled roots, and trim away any dead or damaged roots. Choose a pot that is slightly larger than the previous one, ensuring it has adequate drainage holes. Fill the new pot with fresh orchid potting mix, gently positioning the orchid in the center. After repotting, water the orchid thoroughly, allowing the excess water to drain completely. Avoid fertilizing for a few weeks after repotting to allow the roots to acclimate to their new environment. With proper repotting techniques, you can provide your orchids with a supportive and well-aerated home, promoting healthy growth and abundant blooms. Section 6. Nourishing your orchids, fertilizing for vibrant growth. Like all plants, orchids require essential nutrients to thrive and produce their stunning blooms. However, their nutritional needs differ from those of traditional houseplants. Orchids are light feeders, meaning they require a diluted fertilizer solution applied regularly during their active growing season. The type of fertilizer you choose can significantly impact your orchid's health and blooming potential. Look for fertilizers specifically formulated for orchids with a balanced ratio of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Nitrogen promotes leafy growth, phosphorus encourages root development and blooming, and potassium contributes to overall plant health and disease resistance. During the active growing season, typically spring through fall, fertilize your orchids every 2 to 3 weeks with a diluted fertilizer solution. A good rule of thumb is to use half the recommended strength indicated on the fertilizer packaging. Over-fertilizing can lead to salt buildup in the potting mix, which can damage the delicate roots of orchids. During the winter months, when orchids typically enter a dormant period, reduce the frequency of fertilization to once a month or withhold fertilizer altogether. Always water your orchids thoroughly before fertilizing to prevent root burn. By providing your orchids with a balanced and diluted fertilizer solution during their active growing season, you'll nourish them with the essential nutrients they need to produce vibrant foliage and abundant blooms. Remember, moderation is key when it comes to orchid fertilization. Section 7. Troubleshooting orchid dilemmas. Identifying and resolving issues. Even with the best of care, orchids, like all living things, can sometimes experience problems. Recognizing the signs of common orchid ailments and understanding how to address them can help you keep your orchids healthy and thriving. One of the most common orchid problems is root rot, often caused by overwatering or poorly draining potting mix. Signs of root rot include mushy, brown roots, yellowing leaves, and a foul odor emanating from the potting mix. If you suspect root rot, immediately repot the orchid in fresh, well-draining potting mix, trimming away any affected roots with sterilized scissors. Pests, such as mealybugs, scale insects, and spider mites, can also plague orchids. Mealybugs appear as white, cottony masses on leaves and stems, while scale insects resemble small brown bumps. Spider mites are tiny, often difficult to see with the naked eye, but their presence is often indicated by fine webbing on leaves. Treat infestations promptly with insecticidal soap or neem oil, following the product instructions carefully. Fungal and bacterial diseases can also affect orchids, often appearing as leaf spots, discoloration, or wilting. Proper air circulation, avoiding overhead watering, and removing affected plant parts can help prevent disease spread. If necessary, treat with an appropriate fungicide or bactericide. Remember, early detection and prompt action are crucial when addressing orchid problems. By familiarizing yourself with common orchid ailments and their solutions, you can ensure your orchids receive the timely care they need to recover and thrive. Section 8. The Joys of Orchid Keeping, a Rewarding Journey of Growth. Cultivating orchids is more than just a hobby. It's a rewarding journey of growth, observation, and appreciation for the wonders of the natural world. From the moment a tiny bud emerges to the day it unfurls into a magnificent bloom, each stage of an orchid's life cycle is a testament to the resilience and beauty of nature. The act of caring for orchids can be both therapeutic and meditative. The gentle misting of leaves, the careful inspection for pests, and the anticipation of a new flower spike emerging, all foster a deeper connection with nature, bringing a sense of peace and tranquility to our often hectic lives. Sharing the joy of orchids with others is another rewarding aspect of this fulfilling hobby. Gifting a friend or loved one with a blooming orchid is a gesture that goes beyond words, conveying thoughtfulness, care, and appreciation for beauty. The journey of orchid keeping is an ongoing learning experience. Each new orchid we bring into our homes presents an opportunity to expand our knowledge, refine our skills, and deepen our appreciation for these captivating plants. As we nurture our orchids, providing them with the optimal conditions to thrive, we too embark on a journey of growth, learning patience, observation, and the art of appreciating the subtle nuances of the natural world. So, embrace the world of orchids. Delve into their diversity, learn their secrets, and experience the joy of nurturing these exquisite plants to their fullest potential. The rewards of successful orchid care are immeasurable, bringing beauty, tranquility, and a touch of the tropics into our lives.